carry over
to
to
your
his new job
well or to
or to
retirement.
retirement.
Yeah. I'll look. That's our problem. Okay, it's 6 o'clock and I'm gonna call this meeting to order. And Mike, would you like to give invocation, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, once more we come to you thanking you for another day. Thank you for each and every one that's here. We ask you, dear Jesus, to lead this meeting to your best respects. Thank you for all you do for us. We ask you to forgive us of our sins, be with us, be with all the sick and lost. Help us that we may help other people and do thy will and continue watching over us through the remainder of the day. Be with all the sick and the lost, dear Jesus. For these things asked in thy name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to approve or amend the agenda, and I'd like some things come in today, so we need to make an amendment. We've got to add some stuff that Joey has sent over that we need to do. And also, we got a resolution. You don't have to adopt it tonight, but it was sent in several months ago and they just re-emailed it. It's a resolution adopting the Toe River Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan. And what it is, just make sure we get our FEMA money. It's with the county. But I mean, everybody's got it now. Should we just laid it out here? Maybe you skim through it. I don't know. And then there's a couple more little updates to give. So I guess I'm asking for a motion to amend the agenda so we can talk about that.
I'll make a motion.
Darlene made the motion.
I'll say.
Brad seconded. All in favor? All in favor. Okay. All right. So our guest is Pam Tolley and Wayne Duggar. And everyone had a copy of their agenda item. And y'all are here to discuss the camper and the work that's being done in the creek. Okay, I'll let you talk in just a minute, but did y'all receive your letters from Josh Garner, the Army Corps of Engineers? And have y'all received a letter from Allison Kidd with the Avery County
We
Inspections?
received the one from Allison Kidd.
Okay. Well, I have letters here, and we'll just go over the Land Creek thing first, if that's okay. So y'all had a letter from Allison. I'll just sort of read over this, and this was from the Avery County Inspections to y'all. And it was a stop work order issue for land disturbances at waterway floodplain located at your address. Okay, it says, Mr. Tolley, this letter is to document a stop work order that has been issued for the land waterway disturbance being conducted on your property located at 7907 North US Highway, Oak Park.
The work has been stopped.
Okay.
It was stopped before then.
Okay. This was from Josh Garner, the guy that y'all talked to that day on the phone when you and Gary was in here. He's with the Army Corps of Engineers. And it's like, I'll give you a copy if you don't have it. He sent it to Allison, and this was what he was told, or said, that, that it is critical that Mr. Tolley stop all in-stream work immediately. I mean, it's a big letter. Read it all. So you all have stopped the work and know that you cannot be doing that down there.
But I don't think anybody understood that we weren't in the creek. Helene had washed up under our land, and it wasn't safe to walk across there.
Okay.
That's what he was fixing back.
Okay, well, that day when, you know, you and Gary come in here and we called Chris Benfield with the DOT because he said
Yeah,
that.
I know what Gary said, but we
Well,
was having.
okay, we're just going by what we've got.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
we cannot tell you that you can do that. You've been told from the county and the Army Corps of Engineers to not do anything else. So they have control over it, right? Joy's our attorney.
Correct, yeah, I mean, anything we decide tonight won't impact them, so you'll have to just take it up with them.
Yeah, that's with them. Okay, on the camper that y'all put behind. Okay, the town has ordinances, related to that. We have, water and sewer ordinance, and anyone in town that wants to put any type of dwelling must come to the town and ask if they can hook onto town water and sewer. Okay, you cannot put just the water hose out there and let them there. You have to have like a water and sewer tap made in order to do that, and like a water tap is $800, a sewer tap is $400, a meter deposit is $125. You also have to get permission from the Avery County Inspections. See, they look to say that you can put it there, and then they contact us to see if you have water and sewer available. We have to send them an email or to say, yeah, they can hook onto water and sewer, that it's available or whatever. So, as of right now, there's not a water and sewer tap running.
Would it not use the existing sewer tap and water tap? Because there was a dump behind there, there was already a hole into
We
the
have a
sewer.
dump.
They have a sewer dump. And a camper, you don't connect it permanent to the sewage system. It's a thing that you dump every 2 weeks, and as no solids goes through it, the camper has its own septic system, and it breaks down. You have, you put this TCH in there, and it breaks down the waste where it becomes a liquid, and then when you
Okay,
dump,
so where are you dumping it?
in the dump that's
You're
right
just
there
dumping
behind.
body waste.
Yeah, there is a tap right
There's
there
no
behind it.
paper.
But that's the
anything.
town's tap.
Yes.
Okay, but you can't do that. You have to be connected to town water and sewer, and you have to pay these fees.
Take it to a public dump.
So anyway, no person shall supply or sell water to any other person. So like I said, we have all these ordinances, and the town has to go by. I mean, we can't just let people pull in with campers, a trailer, or anything. It's just like anything else. If I want to put a new trailer out here and I'm just going to hook on to somebody else's, I mean, it's against the town's ordinances, and we just can't do that. And I don't know, Bruce, did you talk to Otis about, what did he tell you about, like, making a tap there?
If they want a water tap, it sounds like it's gonna be a little bit more difficult because they have to go under the road, and it's under the bushes on the other side of the road, so they're gonna have to pay a boarding fee as well to hook to the water.
Yes,
Even
and,
if he's gonna be there temporary, I mean, he's not gonna be there forever. It's a temporary thing. He was a Helene victim, and I was helping the Helene victims, and there's campers everywhere, I mean.
Yeah, we actually worked for the Tollies
Yeah.
as security for the property. They were getting a lot of windows broken out. They were getting a lot of vandalism right
There's
there.
a lot of
before we
needles
came
left
in.
around our property where people were using drugs, and there hasn't been that since he's been back there.
yeah. Well, and a board fee is $2,500. So, you know, it's
The board fee.
a board fee.
It's the board fee under the payment. but-
Yes.
So your house was destroyed by?
Yes.
Yeah, our
Yes.
foundation washed out from under and everything, and what we're doing, we have another home, but we're trying to get it ready to move into. And what we're doing, we were staying there, we were planning on, moving our church services out there. I'm a pastor, and we were gonna do do church services in College Flowers. We're cleaning all that up. We've been trying to get all the trucks and everything moved. And that little part where she was fixing the dirt back, Gary had planned on putting one of those trailers in there to move it out from the highway to give more room so that the trucks could be farther back from the road. And we cleaned the whole back area up. There was all kinds of kudzu and overgrowth and trash back there, and I had people grade it up and clean it up, and we just hooked on with a water hose because that's the way a camper hooks up. It don't have solid plumbing like a home; it has a water hose connection, and we just hooked the water hose to it. It has a potable drinking water hose that's heated so that you don't have breaks. As a matter of fact, we've been watching the Tolly's place, and I went over there in the winter. I caught the water freezing. That saved.
It saved the town money from coming out and
Water
throwing it
bill,
out.
yeah, because it would have busted.
He was working in the creek to move some of that stuff,
But we were
which
doing
you
it.
all have been, Patrick said that he'd taken you all the, ordinance about all the vehicles and all that. And did y'all get the letter about the right of way from the DOT?
I don't remember reading it. Gary may have, but he didn't bring it to me.
Okay, well, we've got a letter from, Stuart Hanks. He's with the Division of Right of Way, and it's about the right of way there on, through Highway 19. And US Highway 19 through Elk Park is 100 feet in width, being 50 feet on each side of the center line. The attached recorded right of way is in agreement and stipulates 125 feet by 125 triangle at the intersection of Little Elk. The right of way on Little Elk is 60 feet, so that's 30 on each side of the road. So that's more information about, you know, because everybody's complaining about they can't see to pull out down there.
30 feet from the mill.
On the
And-
small road.
Yeah, on Little Elk.
Little Elk.
But anyway, Joy, go ahead and, I mean, we've got ordinances, we've got rules. I don't think that we can do anything to, I mean, you've got to go by the ordinances.
Yeah.
We're a town, we're a business, and we just can't let this go.
But if we don't fix that land where her lane washed under it,
That is
somebody's
nothing
gonna
to
fall.
do
These
with
people walking
us.
by is gonna fall and
This
get
is,
hurt.
yeah, that's, you know, you need to deal with the Army Corps of Engineers and Avery County Inspections with that.
Okay.
You have to contact them and let them
And
submit. their-
so,
I mean,
And I would have FEMA.
Joy,
fix it.
go ahead, do you have anything you want?
I mean, nothing that really hasn't already been said. I mean, the parts of the town ordinances, I believe that was in your letter to them, middle of February that went out. You guys probably got that
Mm-hmm.
2 months ago, something like that. There was 30 days to become compliant for that, and daily fines have started to be assessed starting March 19th. So every day that goes by that you're not in compliance,
In
there's
compliance for what? Yeah, which part? Where?
all of it. I mean, from the not paying of fees to altering the flow of the water and the sewer. I mean, it cites the section 1-12, 1-13 within this letter that the mayor sent out to you. And then also it says here that after 30 days pass, every day that you're not in compliance, there's a $100 fee until you become compliant.
For the stop order work or for the camper or?
Well, the letter that was sent was specifically about the water and the sewer. I believe that the chief had went ahead and sent you something or posted something regarding the presence of the trailer on the property. And then as far as the waterway, that's neither us or the chief, that would fall, as I said before, to Avery County or the Army Corps of Engineers to address.
So it doesn't matter that he's a victim of Helene and don't have a place to go right now? That doesn't matter at all?
Well, I think.
So we're gonna
I-
render him homeless with no place to go?
I'm not.
Well, I know, and I mean, you know, it's just the rules that you gotta go by, you know, nobody told the town anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
where do we go to get what we need?
You need to first contact the Avery County Inspections and tell them you're gonna put a trailer back there or a camper. So how do y'all have electricity?
We pulled off her electricity.
Okay, so there you need to go to Mountain Electric, probably have a pole put in,
Yeah.
and
It's closing the wall.
and then come and pay for a water tap, a sewer tap, a meter deposit.
Sounds like we need to just hook to our camper and get out of here. Elk Park used to be a great place to live. I loved it.
I mean, if I keep running people off, I don't have nothing.
We will, we'll be working on it over the next week, trying to get everything. We're gonna sell the camper and we'll go.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, it's just we've got
I
to go by
understand.
these rules, and, you know, if the, Brad, you wanna say anything?
Yeah, I've got something to say. Now, let me make sure I'm right on this. So, if I have a house, and I build another building, or I bring in a camper, or I bring whatever, build another building, say. If I hook water to that building, that's a separate
Mhm,
thing.
it's supposed
Okay.
to be. And electricity, so
Do
you're
we,
supposed
do
to.
we know if there's anybody else in town that has that?
I don't know
Because
as
I
far
do.
as the building, well, you know, this was come to our attention here, I mean, it's
So
there.
I do, and,
If
other
a,
people on the board know about it too.
well, if there's people that's got water and sewer to an extra building, I mean, like, and they get electricity, see, if you go get electricity, okay, the first thing Avery County Inspections does is send us an email or call and say, hey, does, 169 Winter Street have, will they have water and sewer?
I know
Available.
that- I know that all works. I'm
Okay,
just saying-
so then we say, yes, it's available and they'll be hooking to it.
Okay. As long as everybody falls under this rule.
Well, we've got
And we've
several
actually
other,
got- I think we've got a board member that falls under this rule, so we need to figure that out.
What is it?
so,
Does
and
your
I know we.
office have water and sewer?
Mhm.
Do you pay 2 bills?
Okay.
I
We
don't,
already pay a double water bill. We pay $80.
When I came here, I think it was January, cause I asked them and I said, well, y'all need to be paying 2 water bills, you know, and I
we
did start
We didn't say a
billing.
word about it, we just pay it.
I just think if it's gonna be fair, it needs to be fair across the board.
Well, and we've got a couple more people that's got, some campers or things that's sitting there, but they're not hooked on yet.
can I
just
say
think
a little
it's
something?
fair
Go ahead, Mark.
across the board.
I don't think what you done was a bad thing, trying
No,
to
I
help
don't
somebody.
either.
I really don't. It was how it was handled. In other words, not notifying somebody. What you done was great. I mean, that's, helping somebody was wonderful. But when you have to do something like that, you can't take it on your own. You gotta notify these people that's going on before we can work with you instead of against you. You understand what I'm
Okay,
saying?
that was my mistake, but I didn't know to do this.
Yeah, I think that was the main problem right there.
Well,
That was my mistake.
And then, you know, people come to us and like, why are they doing that? You know, I mean, we're here to try to make sure the town runs right. We've got these ordinances to go by and we just can't. And then when people is sending in complaints and stuff, you know, it's like, okay, do we just overlook it. We
Why,
can't.
why would people complain?
Pam,
when
I
it was
don't
so
know.
horrible back there, and now it's pretty back there now, basically.
Well, you know, like I
I mean, it don't
said,
make sense for people to
Well,
complain about something.
well,
that's
you
way
know,
down.
and about the,
People complain about stuff.
it don't
That's
matter.
They got
It don't
those
matter.
problems.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
you know,
you're
it's
not
our
paying-
job to make sure these are run right. And I have no problem, like I said, I'm like Mike, you know, I hate that happened to you, and I wish that, you know, the town could, you know, I'm not saying Pam did a bad thing either. It's like Mike said, it was, but there's rules that you gotta go by.
Well, he's not paying the double water bill and the double sewer bill, would that not?
Like he's only
That's
gonna be
fine.
there for a little while.
Well, you're saying he's gonna be there over 2 years.
Well, no.
No, it's down to
it-
about what?
Is I got
18
20,
months to a year?
20 months.
And
It
so-
depends, you know, if I can get done quicker, I will. We're trying as hard as we can.
Right away, that not being able to see,
Oh, yeah.
that's been the biggest
Alice said,
complaint.
you know, the
I
biggest
think the
complaint.
biggest complaint has been people not being able to see when they pull out of Reservoirville.
You can see now because I come by there yesterday and I can see good. I
Well-
mean, they moved them back, so I don't know what
Charlie,
they.
And we're gonna move them even farther because I told Gary if they can get the camper gate back to the church that belongs to the church that Larry was
There's like
living
3 campers down there now,
Well,
right?
one's going down
One's
off
going off the mountain.
as soon as I can get it off the mountain, which will be the 17th. I'll be pulling it between 17th and 18th.
We
I'll be
actually
pulling it
supplied
off.
campers to people that didn't have a place to live. Our church did that. We ended up supplying 4 campers to families that were homeless during Halloween.
Okay.
We also used Pam's to distribute food.
Right, and
clothing.
I know that, but what we're saying is, when y'all started in the creek there, and, you know, that truck was parked there right on the road,
Yeah.
and people couldn't see. I know for a fact we couldn't. We were reading meters, and the girl had to literally get out of the truck to tell us to be able to pull out.
I
So,
understand that.
yes,
He's
and that's
driving
been a
back
big
from-
problem, even down there, you know, to be able to pull out because of all the vehicles. And you've got, as in that other ordinance, you know, all them vehicles that's sitting there, which we talked that day up here.
Yeah,
So,
but the camper's going down off the land. I'm in the process
And
of selling the van.
The brown truck's getting cut
And the brown
up.
truck's
Okay.
getting cut up.
you know, this has been asked for years. So, I
You
mean,
asked Gary for years.
well,
Until
it's
we
in
get
Gary
done.
Tolley's name, so we've done all we can do. What do you suggest, Joy? I mean, he's told you what we need to do. Is this something y'all wanna,
I mean, kind of right now, if the board doesn't do anything, we'll just proceed forward with the letters that were sent out, so the daily fines, et cetera, like that. And then, you know, whenever it's time, then we can collect that money from the property owner, unless the board wants to do something different. That's just kind of the path.
I'm
we're on.
asking that y'all let him stay till he gets his house done, and then he'll be gone.
How long you plan on being down there, Wayne?
Well, like I was saying, we're thinking around 18 to 20 months to finish everything up and get. I'm the manager of the Newland Radio Shack, and Doug Gregg really wanted me to stay with him until I can get some of his work done and get him stable there. And then I already told him as soon as my house is done, I'm leaving. I'm going home. And he knows this, and I told him, depending on how this meeting goes tonight as to how long I'm gonna be there.
And this has been the plan from the beginning. As soon as their house gets done, they're moving in it.
Yeah, it's not like.
I know, but we did not know that, is what I'm saying. The town, you didn't come and tell us nothing.
I understand that. That was my mistake. And the one camper in the back belonged to Larry, and Larry passed away the 28th. And I gotta get it cleaned out and get it back to Amy James. She takes care of that for her church. It goes back to her. The other camper's going down off the mountain.
And Gary was gonna
the
pull another
17th or
truck in
18th.
behind.
And I'm in the process of selling the van that's sitting there.
You can
So
only
that's
have
gonna
two
pretty well plan it out
vehicles.
when the truck gets cut up.
Two junk vehicles.
There's only 2 junk vehicles according to that ordinance, I think, you know, that you're supposed to allowed to have.
5.
I thought it was
The
2.
ordinance is two.
No, it was,
What?
The ordinance is two.
Well, show me in the minutes. You told me I could keep 5 over there, which I'm gonna keep all I want to. I mean, you do what you want to about it.
Okay,
They
so-
said 5, and it's in the minutes, not 2.
Okay,
Okay.
well, as of right now, we're gonna move on.
Yeah, because I mean, I can't remember if it was the January or February meeting, but you guys voted to proceed forward with this
Right.
plan. And we're going forward with that plan unless town council wants to take that direction.
I think too, what you need to do is get a hold of the people that you're supposed to contact about getting that stuff fixed, the creek and stuff like that. Notify them, let them give you the advice on how to get that fixed and who to
I've
locate.
been trying to get a hold of the Army Corps. I've emailed them, they won't email me back. I've called them, they won't answer their phone.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do to get a hold of them.
DOT.
Okay, well, I suggest we move on and go forward with what we're doing.
Well, can you not have a vote about the camper or something? I mean, we're here in limbo right now, we don't know what to do.
What?
Well, as of right now,
We did
it's,
vote, everybody. We did vote, didn't we?
we did vote to give you this ordinance and the letter, so we've got to go by the letter.
But like you said, we didn't know some of this stuff then. We didn't know that he was without a home.
Right.
We just thought the camper was parked there, it's like,
Well, we knew they were using it, like I said, we just,
I mean, if you wanted to,
Given
you
those
could
circumstances.
you could,
like
give them a
talk
grace
about
period.
going a different direction, or I mean, if the board is in agreement, we can do that.
mhm.
But
So what do you suggest, Mike? What do you wanna do?
I don't know, I'd have to think about it a little bit because it's just a sudden thing that some things I
Right.
found out that I didn't know.
Darlene, do you wanna think about it?
Yeah.
And let's
Yeah,
talk
and
it.
I've got a question. Where is your home that you're building, rebuilding?
The one I'm building it's in a town called King.
Where?
It's down below Mount Airy.
That area?
It's about 7 minutes from Winston-Salem.
Okay. Alice,
When the
Yeah.
hurricane comes through,
Well,
it scared his wife to death
just-
and she just don't
Okay.
wanna be up here because of the
Okay.
hurricane.
Where is she at?
She's
wife's in the camper.
right
Oh,
now,
okay.
but
Yeah,
he's got
it's
to
my
get his
wife
house
and-
done
And that son and my
and
other
another
son.
son.
Brad, what do you wanna do? Talk about it later, or what Mike suggested, what?
Well, I just, I really hate to cause problems if that's the only place I got to live.
Yeah.
I mean, during Helene, there's a whole lot worse than
Yeah.
that, but.
Well, we can talk maybe later, and to go on and to see what y'all come up with.
Can you give us time to talk about it sometime
Tony.
and get back with Connie and let us see what we work out?
Sure,
As far as fees and all that.
I mean, we can't be in a rush anyway. We're doing the best we can.
We can take that into consideration,
Right.
and all that fees.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I don't have a problem with that, I don't.
Just let us try to figure out what we can do.
I just don't wanna throw him out homeless,
Yeah.
Well, nobody does.
or him have to pay
Is that okay with
$700
you?
to stay somewhere.
We'll talk about it, we'll talk to the attorney more here in a little bit, maybe, or,
yeah, I mean, that's,
and,
yeah, just, I mean, without taking a vote, they're still accruing daily fees, but like you said, the town, if they choose to do so, they can
yeah.
Go on.
do something with that or figure
Because I don't
something out.
wanna just, everybody rush in and say, okay, you're good, we'll talk about it and see what and if we can do.
Yeah, 'cause we don't need to rush in.
We're not gonna rush
Well,
into
can
it.
I make a suggestion?
We will.
There you
Yeah,
go.
and we may talk about this in just a little while, but thank you for coming.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll try to work something out.
I'm not worried about the creek either way.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we stop it, leave it like
Okay,
this, I'm
all
fine
right,
with it.
thanks.
But I am worried about him and his family being homeless. That's not fair to him. They have to be homeless.
Okay, thank you for coming. We've got to move on, okay? Thank you.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay, do you wanna, we put him on there because we didn't know if he was coming or not. But, we got an update from Christian, everybody's got a copy of his letter. He's saying that he's still working and supposedly he's got, what is it, Alice? He's gonna complete the website at its current state. And I don't know, I've not seen him, I've tried to, we've got several text messages and he's still don't have anything. I don't have the web page, don't have anything. The web page, it's saying that the, it's gonna run out because of the payment, but, you know, we don't have the password to get into it, and it won't let us get into it. It wants to send a code, but it goes to someone else's cell phone that we can't get. But anyway, Christian is, after supposedly he's gonna give us what he's got, then that'll be his final month. He's wanting paid before, but my suggestion is, I feel like he needs to come, put it on our computer, and give us the passwords, and then I'll pay. I'm not paying him prior because we've not got nothing
So what,
for the 2 months that he's done.
he's stepping out, is that what
Yeah.
he's doing?
Yeah.
Cause I received an email, but I don't see
We gave you a copy, did you find it?
there maybe.
So, if we can get just someone, Sandy Lewis over here, and she's been here the whole time. There's a Nordic IT Solutions out of Fosco. If we're not getting our web feed or web page or Facebook page from Christian, then the main thing is just getting that .gov. We've got to have that. And I don't know that he's got it or not, because he won't answer me. But anyway, they can help us, and also this is who High Country over there at in Boone said to go with, to get us that going. So that's just letting y'all know. Anybody got anything to say?
What's he upset about? What, it seemed to me like in the letter, and I received the same thing in an email sent to me, and he seems like he's really upset about, he evidently had words or something with somebody.
Well, right here's all the emails. I've asked him, or not emails, text. The only time that like when we've had problems. Okay, so the first thing he did was he put the scanner to where it would work. You know, me and you tried that day. That was one of the things he did. He did come and put the stuff on my computer from like that's on the other computer so that I can go on there too. He did that. He's not done anything as far as the Wi-Fi. I've had to get Wesley Carpenter from Spectrum to come here and help us with the Wi-Fi. He told me that the lights out here on the town hall are tore up and they won't work. I don't know
Christian though.
Yes, that he couldn't get them to work. So I don't know nothing about that, and that's been about the least of my
What's he
problems.
doing that? I mean, that's not really IT work, the lights.
Well, it was them lights on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, you had to come here because on our Southern, people wasn't getting their emails on their water and sewer bill. So I called Southern, and so, you know, they go on it, and they told me that it was their IT guy, that he had to do something. It was on our end. So Christian, so all these times I've just been like, hey, can you please come up and get my computer on the internet? Yes, I'll be there by lunchtime. You know, is there any way you can come on? And I mean, it's like drug out through the whole day.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think.
Did we talk about that? Okay. I don't know if I read you all the others, and about him saying he was talking to somebody in Charlotte, and I'm
I
like,
remember you said
Southern,
something.
okay, all right, so the other day, me and, Becky here, we couldn't get on our web feed. People was coming in to pay their credit card bills. Well, we couldn't get on it. So I texted him and I'm like, hey, you know, we can't get on this. Also, I told him about, we're getting an email saying that our web feed pay is going to run out because we can't update our credit card on there. But like I said, we can't get on it. This is stuff he has to do, you know, to help us. And so he hasn't come to the last two meetings. Something happened. I did tell him that last time that we have to get something going. So I don't know. I can't get no responses from him. I don't know if he's not done anything of what we've asked him. This letterhead, I kept trying to get him, you know, this is an old one, or right here's the new one. This is the new one. We put an old one back on. We need to get rid of that. It's okay. You know, and I've got it in here that I've got it on here. I'll come by and give it to you. I've still not got it. Sandy had to do this one.
I really, honestly, I mean, I am no IT guy, and
No, me
either.
either.
I don't know nothing about all this technical stuff, but I swear, the whole problem is where we're renting these offices out.
Well-
We've had nothing but problems since we've done that.
The
And I swear I
Spectrum
think that's
people
where-
actually came and they upped our internet speed. That was Spectrum that came. Then Wesley came, the guy with Spectrum that's been helping me on all this stuff. And I told Christian too, we got that thing in for the camera. It's still sitting in there. I am done with it. I'm just gonna be honest. I am done with it. But Sandy's been here, she knows, so yeah, I don't know. But we've gotta do something, at least to get our web page so we can control it. I've got text here, which Darlene was here when he's told us that he's had stuff. And it's like, I'm coming up, I'm gonna bring you, let's see, about the web page. Almost done, be up there shortly to get it. I'm still to see it. So yeah, I am pretty aggravated with him. I mean,
I figured something was said, because if you read that.
Yeah, I know.
I figured
And the only thing I can tell you, I said to him, is when this meeting comes, we've got to have something. I want something, is what I told him. Which Sandy was in here when I said it, and them. So,
if I can find some information, maybe I'll try to call him and talk to him and see.
well, supposedly what he says is he's coming, he wants his check first. Is that what he says? We will complete the website in its current state and ensure a smooth transition. All access, okay, right through.
How much y'all?
Well, you know, he was charging us $1,000. All this will be released upon receipt of final payment for the attached invoice for our third and final month. Well, no, I think he needs to come and put it in here before we give him that check. That's my thought. If we give him that check, then he may never come back. And that's what I'm afraid of, just because of what's happened in the past.
Brad, you wanna try to call him, talk to him?
I'll call him and talk to him, get some information.
Well, are you, so,
You got his cell phone number or something?
well, so are we agreeing to not pay him till he comes and puts this in? We'll give him the check then when he gets it on our computer.
That's fine with me.
Is that, everybody's good with that?
Gotta make sure it's working right.
Well, we've got to do something. It'd be nice to be able to tell the people in that park that they've got a water leak or trash pickups coming out. We can't even get on it. I have nothing. Okay. Need a motion to approve the minutes of March 2nd, 12th, and 16th.
I'll make
Mike makes a motion,
I'll second.
Darlene second, all in favor? Okay. We have bills for March 2026. Everybody's got a checklist, and I've worked all day on the financial statement, and it's just really hard when the beginning and ending of the past financial statements aren't really right. So Sandy's trying, we're having to really go back. Nothing's been put in Southern since the whole time we've had Southern as far as doing the bank reconciliations. And I know this sort of goes out there, but I'm just telling you, I mean, I've got it about halfway done in there, but I would like for it to be right before I give it to you. I don't want to give you this financial statement and it be out $50. I mean, or $5,000.
I think I'd pay $50 for it to be all $50.
Well, we're truly trying. And Sandy she's been out for about 3 weeks there. She was only coming and working about 1 day or half a day. She's had some issues. But anyway, these were the bills that were paid. If anybody's got any questions, ask me now.
The bean, how come they were 2 checks?
Okay, so we had, this is Doug Tennant told me this to do this too. So because in the POW bill there's only like 19,000, and Doug wanted to pay the 15 out of it. And see, I don't like how
That was
this
for
snow and all the salt and stuff.
Has that been the whole winter? Or?
Yeah, and then so he made me pay him the 4,200 out of the general fund, and we made a special account like street maintenance on it.
Gotcha.
And
I just thought that was weird when I seen it.
yeah, why 2 check? Well, see, I couldn't
But that makes sense.
write the whole one out of the POW bill, so that's what Doug said to do. And like I said, probably this financial statement, when we get it, will be March. We've talked to Doug about like trying to go back to the whole, like just July, and he said to just try to start good in March. And so for July, we will put all this information as far as like the revenues and stuff like that in the Southern program. So Southern will be with our bank statements, and we can even pull off other reports. But as of right now, nothing's in it. So, that's why we don't have financial statements for anyone asking. Motion to approve the bills. Brad,
Second. Oh, Tony did.
Tony, all in favor? All right, so everyone see the bill from Mountain Heritage for the lift station pump.
Keep going like that, we're gonna be in debt.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
So that's why we gotta bring money in. We can't let people be having free water and sewer. All right. Anybody wanna make a motion to pay that bill? I've not paid it yet.
Okay.
Darlene makes a motion.
I'll say.
Brad seconded it. All in favor? Okay. All right, we had one sewer release for Jesse Lomanley. It's Johnny Cable. Tony, she said she'd talk to you about it.
Who is that?
Jesse, that lives right below you.
Johnny Cable.
Little Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, it's $30.16.
I'll make that.
I make,
Mike made a motion, Brad seconded it, all in favor. All right, so we had one bid for the truck, right here it is.
Yeah.
Who wants to open it? Well, I just tore it out of pieces. Oh, there's the check. So we've gotten a bid, $1,060 for the Ford F-250 truck. Enclosed is my check for $80 for the bid fee. It's from a Mark Allen. That,
Is the time run out for that? I mean, it'll take bids. I
uh,
can't remember
March
what
thirty, March 31st, I
March
believe.
31st.
right, and he
This is
give
dated
this,
March 17th.
yeah, this was dated March
Good, I
17th.
guess he'd use it.
Well, or we don't, I mean, we don't have to.
How
That's,
much did you say you paid for it?
1,000.
I'm gonna tell you what, the truck could have been $100 just to get rid of it.
Well, I was just glad we got back our money for listing it.
yeah, $666. And if we would've,
must be down there for junk.
Jamie, I know. Well, we had to do it every other week because if it would have been every week, it was gonna be $1,300 and some dollars. So that was half.
I'm for letting it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I think that's a good price.
Yeah, it is, I think.
Is that,
200.
so I guess the motion to accept this bid
I'll make
from
a
Mark Allen in the amount of $1,060.
I'll make a motion.
Mike made the motion,
I'll second.
Brad seconded it, all in favor. All right, so
I think that's a good bid on it.
there,
Yeah.
hand that
Yeah,
to
more
Becky.
than I expected.
Cause we'll have to, he'll pay us like, take the 80 off and.
You
so-
pay the difference.
Yeah, he'll pay
Okay.
the difference, okay. Okay, so the FEMA projects. I got the culverts are still pending. I got a email late from, Margaret, and it just says FEMA has begun work on permanent work projects. During the partial government shutdown, they were, oh, this ain't, yeah. Only addressing emergency work projects. We should receive a response to the RFI regarding the culverts soon. So that's what we was talking about, the culverts. This is the only project that has not been obligated. I'm checking with Core and Main on a start date for the meters and hope to have an update soon. I also need to finalize the contract. I also need to finalize the bid documents for the water line repairs. Once those are complete, we can advertise the project and move forward with selecting a contractor. So that was from Margaret just late this evening. That's on our FEMA money. Mike, did you check on us a bill? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go down there and buy
I've been
one.
so busy, I forgot about it, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I never did get the measurement on it either, what the really size you did need.
I think I wrote it down somewhere, didn't I?
Bruce had it, yeah, and we had it in, We got it.
Get me
I'll
that,
give it
and
to
I'll go
you
down there.
again.
Yes, please. I'll
Okay,
try
we'll
to
give
do
it to
something.
you again, all right. And so on all this stuff that's back here on this, sheet, right, Bruce, you've looked and none of this stuff's that he can find down sewer plant, so I don't think any of it's been bought as far as that. I know it was talking about, where's it at? It says replace one each of 4th of July lights. So,
She
One
meant
each.
like the Christmas lights, you know, that we.
I'm sorry.
The Christmas lights that we had hung,
Uh-huh,
like the stars.
uh-huh.
How many were they, do you know?
I don't know. And these were like the 4th of July lights. How many have we got over there?
I'll have to count, I'm not sure.
Okay. We've got a book here. I had them send us a book to try to pick out something. Sort of like, I know we did those stars, you know, but we need to, maybe if I can find something in here, I'll maybe shoot everybody a picture or something. And,
Fine, me.
okay, so that's that. Alright, the trolleys. The only thing on scooters is that it was advertised.
I got seen something today on it. Here, everybody's that's in there, and give everybody one of them.
When was it advertised? I called over one that hadn't been.
It was like-
It was in April 1st.
Well, it
The,
wasn't advertised.
I was asked to read
I'm-
this,
Wait, hand me one of them.
Oh, sorry.
let's see.
Get back in. Tony. Right there's from the Avery Journal.
We talked to Jamie, he told me.
Right there's the,
It's in your packet.
it's in your packet.
Yeah, it's in the packet. It was in there. That's in there.
In other words, it's been, well, it ain't been 30 days, has it?
No, it's not been 30 days, but it's been published in the paper.
I called on, well, like, third week in March, and we done it the 1st of March meeting, and that girl told me that.
It's really gonna be
I-
irrelevant.
I know because Joy was gone on vacation but anyway, go ahead. Yeah, we'll talk about
I was asked to read this.
it. Okay.
The animal rescue field is hard. Serving the community as in a volunteer capacity is hard. We love our county and we love this town. We find it especially concerning that our organization is only operating to serve the town, not cost to the town in any way, but is faced with opposition. We have always had full support and encouragement of this board, which is why we believe we have had many success stories and we give credit to the town of Elkhart. However, rescue is difficult enough without adding in political theater. We are no longer seeking a long-term lease with the town of Elk Park. It is bizarre energy and immature mindset to oppose people who simply want to volunteer their time to save animals and help pet owners. We feel a group providing a needed service at no cost should not feel nervous about their longevity or be looked at with such disgruntled looks. It is with sadness to the citizens of Elk Park we announce our withdrawal from the lease extension of our blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't against it, but we had to do it the right way.
Oh, I get you.
The
I
state
just got
says
that.
we have to follow a certain timeline.
Right.
I just got that and was asked to read it.
Okay, so they're withdrawing from
The
the,
8-year extension.
okay, so does that mean they're just staying there to
The
the
2
2
years,
years?
yes.
Okay. All right.
That was what my understanding was, yes.
Okay, so they've got till next year. All right. Just, okay, so. Just making sure everything's got to be right. Oh, and it, like I said, Tony, that is in your packet there about the
Oh,
able.
I know, I didn't read everything in there, I read some of it. Just,
Okay.
I called over there because I hadn't seen it in the journal, I looked like a couple of weeks, and Jamie told me it hadn't been put in there.
I'd say you need to call in and boot about it, cause actually I don't do the advertising, so
Yeah.
I'm just editorial.
Yeah.
Remember the last meeting we put it off because Joy wasn't here to help
Yeah.
us?
I know that was how long ago. But anyway, I figured that girl will be back in a week, they get it listed, but really ain't no big hurry for it, I mean.
Yeah, it had to run
Well,
30 days.
it's listed. It's
Yeah.
been listed, so it's really no,
It was set for May, so, yeah.
it's no big
Yeah,
deal
it was
now.
set, so, yeah, cause
Except
it
for
was
May.
$117.49 to run that, so, but we did it. Okay, Sandy, she's still helping us work, she's been wonderful, that's all I can say about her. All right, Bolton and Mink, and this, I guess Joyce, or we can talk about this now.
Yeah, let's talk about what is it, AIA?
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about that first, just not to confuse them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the AIA is, you know, with Withers. We're almost done with that. They will be coming here in August, our August 3rd meeting, to give us the presentation. We still have like little monthly meetings, and it's, one of them usually comes, and then we have like a Zoom thing to keep us all going on the same thing. And like I said, it's almost finished. So that's, y'all know which grant money that is. Everybody's clear on that, okay. The Bolton and Mink are the engineers that have been helping us with, the DEQ money, and we're talking about the SCADA system and the water line down Elk River Road. And so you remember me telling you last month that because it wasn't recorded correctly in the minutes, you know, it just said they was 4 engineers that applied for it. It didn't have who, how much, or anything. So DEQ, that's the state, they want to know, have more information on this.
Correct. Yeah,
So-
they reached out for proof who the other contractors were, and neither us or Bolton and Mink or anyone had it to give to them. So we'll have to essentially terminate the first contract that we had with Bolton and Mink. That was the one we signed a couple months ago, it was February, March.
Yeah.
There is a clause in there that says we can do that at will. We just have to give 7 days notice to Bolton and Mink. So if you guys vote for it, I'll shoot an email off tomorrow. In 7 days, there will be no contract. It doesn't erase any work that they may have done up to this point. You guys will still have to pay, but there's no penalty for terminating early, and there's no further thing. But we'll need to terminate that first one since we can't prove to DEQ who the others were, and we'll have to re-advertise for bids there. We already do have a request for qualifications drafted and ready to go. So we'll need you to vote to terminate the existing contract with Bolton and Mink, and then vote to start working towards sending out a new request for qualifications.
Okay. So we need 2, the first,
Terminate the first one.
that's the terminate for convenience, the master agreement. So I need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion.
Darlene makes a motion, Brad second it. All in favor? Okay. So the next one is to vote to authorize a request for qualifications for on-call engineering services. So this is, you've drawn it, well, we've had to redo it.
We did, so I based my draft off of the one that we did. I really, like updated dates, I updated like some specific terms, but overall it's the same one that was last time. We're gonna go ahead and also run that by Insight. We've engaged them for assistance with disaster relief. So we just want to get them to take a look at it, make sure we're not missing anything as far as notification requirements that are specific to like disaster related things. But if they give the okay, then we'll go ahead and get advertised with, paper journal. And then we have to also go through the state's website for minority contractors, and then whatever else Insight says we need to do as far as advertising. But, yeah.
And we don't have to put that whole thing, cause it's like, it's like this thick. We don't have to run that in the Avery Journal, it'll just be,
It would be
oh, I
a
know.
paragraph or something.
Yeah,
Some
just
more
saying
lines,
that
yeah.
we're, sending this out. What I send to them, like to Bolton and Mink, McGill's, Withers, and other engineers, will be that whole thing, but it'll be an email. Right?
Yeah, really is what the notice is gonna say, it's just gonna say when bids open, when bids close, what is the job, it's on-call engineering services, and it'll be, 4 sentences, maybe something like that, it'll be pretty short and sweet.
Okay, so this will get us to keep going for the state and hopefully, get it going. I know there's a timeline in there, but it's gonna be off just a little because, what'd you say, probably June?
I'm hoping that we'll get everything back by June,
Yeah.
like have bids to vote on
Right.
in June. If we don't get 3 bids this time around, we'll have to advertise it one more round. But if we don't get 3 bids after that, then we just go with what we have. So if after one round of advertising, we get 1 bid, we have to do a second round. If we still only have 1 bid, we can go with that 1 bid if you want.
Okay,
We don't-
and so is it like 30 days?
Correct, yeah. So we have to, the advertisement needs to go out 7 days before, and run for a continuous 7 days before bids start, and it's 30 days. So about like 5 weeks
Okay.
from the time that an advertisement hits to the time that the bidding closes.
And hopefully, we're good with Bolton and Mink. They've done good. It's just this little hiccup that's happened that we can't control, and so we've got to do exactly what the state says. I'd like to be able to just say we want to keep Bolton and Mink, and we would, is what I'm saying, but we've got to.
Yeah, 'cause we've been trying to look at like creative ways to satisfy that, as far as approaching other contractors, maybe getting them to fill out affidavits or something like that, to identify who
Right.
are these other firms. But we just couldn't get that lined up, and at the end of the day, the state really does want formal bids.
So, it's nothing we gotta do, so I guess we need another motion to,
Send it out.
request for qualification, it's RFQ. So Brad makes a motion, Mike seconds, all in favor? Okay.
I ain't gonna
All
waste
right,
this time in
so-
this meeting, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I ain't said not one bad word about nobody here. I don't want my name dragged through the mud. I sent that letter, again, as professional as I can send it. We've held up our end, if you wanna go back and look at the contracts, you can. Go back and look at each little thing on there. You tell me what we have and what we haven't done. Stuff takes time, especially when it comes to computer work. It ain't just you push a button and stuff's done. You wanna talk about text messages and how I didn't do this or done that? You failed me, or I dropped everything I had and come all the way from Knoxville. That's
You
fine,
didn't
that's
tell
okay.
me that.
That's alright. I'm professional about it, I'm gonna keep it that way.
Okay, we just want you to, if you're gonna do this,
and show you exactly what I have or what I haven't done, what was still left to do on the to-do list. We contracted for 3 months and that's it, that's great. I appreciate your time, I wish I could've done more for the town, but I'm not gonna be getting phone calls about how I'm getting drugged through mud because whatever BS is gonna be thrown out there.
well,
You wanna talk to me,
All I
talk to me on the
said-
phone, I'll do it. You call me, if you wanna meet here one day, you schedule with me, and I'll come here and I'll talk to you. But I'm not gonna be running through mud on this.
that's fine.
I'm
I
not
just
that.
want, are you gonna come and put this stuff on there?
I will give everything when I get paid, and I will come here, and we will exchange at the same time. There won't be no me gone, I ain't gonna be in contact, just so everybody knows. When we do it, we can sit right here in this room, the office, wherever, and exchange it evenly, and it'll be done.
That's what I said. When you come here and put that in, then we can hand you a check.
That'll be great. I'm not worried about the money as much as I am about the mouth ring.
Okay.
There's more issues.
What
than that.
day-
Like I said, I've been professional, I'm not gonna ask the other clerk why she left.
What day do you wanna come? So we
Whatever
can,
day's good for y'all. You just text me a date, tell me what day works, and I'll clear my schedule and I'll be here. We've
Well-
got the .gov, we've got the website, Facebook page are set up if you want them, but they're bare, but sure, we can be doing them on set too.
okay, so is there a day this week?
I don't even know what day is, what, Monday,
6th.
6th? How about Thursday?
Thursday?
I'm completely free, name a time, whoever wants to.
Alright, so what time do you wanna be here? So
Whatever time you decide.
you, Becky, you be here 8, she's
Be
here
here
8
in
or
the
9.
evening, And I can stay till.
What's convenient for you?
What time do you wanna?
Literally, anytime you tell me, I can be here.
Um,
As early as 6 a.m.
Nine.
Until 9 or
9?
9 a.m. would be perfect.
Okay.
Like
But
Thursday?
I'm sorry
Alright.
to interrupt your meeting, I
Alright.
don't do this type of stuff, I'm not controversial, but now, when I get phone calls and start hearing that right off the hook, I'm being run down, I can't put up with it. I want nothing but the best for this town, if you're welcome in this town, that's how it will be. I live here right now, but I want the best for it, that's why I come here. I'm
Alright.
happy with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, he got a phone call. Okay. Where's my agenda? Did I grab it? Oh, right here. Okay, so we went over, Bolton and Mink, Withers is that AIA. Alright, so new business. I don't know if y'all looked in there, but, Marcus Abernathy with the North Carolina League of Municipalities, he came up, it was on 3/5 actually when he came by. And him and another guy that was working with him, and so he came up because, you know, it's time to renew, it's gonna be time to renew our property and liability or workman's comp, all of that. We don't have medical insurance or nothing with them no more because they don't offer it. So anyway, he came up to just see, and this is to show me that, you know, we have to go on the website and pretty well do all this stuff. So he wanted to look around. He's talking about how good everything looked. So we went out in the park, and he didn't know about the jumping pillow. So they hadn't been informed about it. And so he got on the phone, and the office, like I said, hadn't been told about the jump pillow, and the insurance will not cover it. So the town needs to find coverage with another insurance company. Marcus suggested also a higher fence on the lower side of the jumping pillar. I mean, I personally don't see how anybody can jump that far. That's me, but he's the insurance person. And he also said to put like those, like noodle things like on top of it,
Yeah,
to cushion it.
I know what he's talking about.
Okay. That was one thing that he suggested that we do now.
Yeah, that won't be hard.
No, I think you can just buy them.
Bruce
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, I know Walmart has them, but I don't know if
Yeah, I don't
maybe
know if you
Lowe's
get
would
the
have
fancier
something.
versions of them instead of just like the kiddie version.
Right.
You can go to Lowe's and get the water pipe
The
installation.
water pipe. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's something we need to do now. I also did get a thing back from Farm Bureau because I asked them, and I got a call into the life store over here, the insurance people, and they haven't gotten back with me yet. His name's Jared. But the Farm Bureau, it's like she just heard back from her brokerage, and unfortunately they do not have a carrier that will write any coverage for the jumping pillow in the park. I'm still hunting.
Yeah, I read through that and
Okay.
when I've seen that, I thought that might be hard to come by.
So I don't, you know, I don't really know. This is something we're gonna have to work on, and, you know, it might be higher, I mean, pretty well gonna have to go through a third party.
Yeah.
And
Sure, it's great.
so I guess when we find out something, we'll let everybody know.
So signage doesn't help, you know, play with your
Yeah.
own address.
Have we got any of that up there?
What's that?
Like play at your own risk
I
or
think so, and then do not climb and stuff like that.
do not climb, yeah. Joey's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's not,
yeah,
I mean, people can
It
file
does.
paperwork, but, yeah, I mean, I definitely think that that's a really good place to start. I mean, the main thing there is just make sure that whatever signage there is lists out like the potential injury or hazard. So instead of just caution, it says caution, you could fall,
Yeah.
like
Fall
whatever,
on
it
the
is, anything that you could possibly imagine
Yeah.
might happen, list that.
So do we need to get new signage?
That,
huh,
Get Chris up there.
Yeah. and Chris is supposed to make us some of them,
Yeah.
these things.
And to get you guys going, I mean, you may just want to look at what other playgrounds, like in the state use. I'm sure a lot of them
Yeah.
have disclaimers.
I know we've got something right out here that says not responsible or something. Maybe we may put some more. If I find out anything on that, from that other insurance, that's the only two people I know to call. If y'all got any suggestions, let me know. Just wanted y'all to know that that's what's going on. Okay. And, I forgot one of the congressman money, but I'll go back to it. All right, the date for large pickup items is the 11th through the 25th with the state.
Oh,
So, Bruce, we've talked about it.
So what was that, the 13th?
Is that's be like next week?
It's next week.
But I don't know if we can get it in the paper. We probably can't.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No.
we're done.
Yeah.
This week.
that again. Big.
Well, how long have y'all been doing this? I mean, I know we've been doing it. Has it been just a week or 2 weeks? I know some people it takes them 2 weeks. Or I can put it like on.
I think we just done it a week, didn't
Yeah, we had a couple of days out of it, I think.
we? Yeah.
Our personal Facebook page, because we still don't have a Facebook page. Anyway, we'll just put it on the doors, put it out. I know we've had a few people calling, but just making sure we still wanna do this. I know some people's got some
Well,
stuff.
We got enough help to.
Well, there's Bruce and Billy
We'll
and
do the best we can.
And, well,
I appreciate what y'all been doing.
I told them, you know, like on refrigerators and stuff, just take that backhoe
Yeah.
and
I'll
like
get back up.
roll it in it and put it up in there. They don't need to try to lift
No.
that.
I can't let it rip,
No,
especially big.
just, okay. All right,
You got somebody to help you, I mean, get some help.
What's
If
next
I had
week?
to, yeah, I could probably.
The,
You gonna have to.
Yeah, I mean, if they need some help, I'm for, you know, if you know somebody that wants to help them,
The 13th,
the,
yeah, I'm for it.
the 17th.
Absolutely.
okay. So, yeah, 13th through the 17th is what we'll put on there. Okay. All right, this is their, JECO agreement that they sent. This is where we shoot fireworks, Joy,
Okay.
at the thing. I probably didn't even send this to you, did I? Okay.
Well, as I was
Is there
reading
anything
through there,
on
that was something I seen too, that if the town shoots fire, they got insurance, don't they?
Well, now we used to. I always did put on that we had, you know, asked you how many events you have. And I used to put like Halloween, 4th of July, and Christmas, and that we did shoot fireworks. Now, I'm assuming that they know. Honestly, I didn't talk to Marcus about that.
Well, as I was reading, and you can read back through there and make sure I'm
Yeah.
not wrong, but I was reading there and it was talking about fireworks and stuff.
Right.
And being responsible
Yeah.
and stuff, and they wouldn't
I'm sure.
cover it.
Right. Which, you know, it's gonna be over here this time. But anyway,
Let me ask you a question, do we need to spend that money on fireworks as bad as we need money right now?
that's something y'all have done in the past, and
I know we've done it
you
in the
know,
past, but that's something we need to consider. I'm thinking of the people's money in terms of, going through this, and I know they're nice and they're sweet, but they do it all over the county, so I'm just gonna bring it
well,
up.
we
Y'all
do
what
that
you want to.
every year and have been, and I hate to go away from it, cause I mean, that was something that I feel like that all of us was here starting this, and it was good, and people like it, and you know, this year's the 250th year.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just
it's a
thinking
big
of the
year
money
for
where I stand on it.
and I understand, I mean, yeah, I know,
I
but
like what I say.
but anyway, we've got to, you know, we have to pay half of it right now.
What was it, $7,000?
It's $33.50,
That's half of it.
and we've got to pay half.
$7,000.
No, not half is 73. There's,
Half's 33.
yeah. Yeah. I thought Tony said half was the 7.
No, he was asking how much it was.
Oh, no.
Total.
I mean, that's what it said last meeting, I think.
So, I have a motion.
Are you dead set against it? Mike?
But no, I'm just thinking of the money, cause it's, you know, we're spending people's money here. And I'm just
Well-
thinking of the money that's going out, that we need money now instead of spending on stuff like that. So that's just my opinion.
Well,
Whatever the board decides to do.
And I know that's a lot of money, and like I said, now I'm for it, and I mean, that's it, but that's, you know, we're here and we have been saving money, and then, you know, and I'm not against the tallies or anything, but then here you're wanting to save money and not do this, but then, you know, people that's gotta be paying bills, and I know that's not like a $7,000 a month, but, you know, it's, we gotta make people pay the bills
Yeah.
for the town.
Well, we're not talking about.
I know, but I'm just
But we
using
were
that
gonna
as,
discuss that.
right.
We didn't make no decision.
Oh, I know, but what I'm saying is we gotta make people pay and then,
Well, that's true.
and, so, but anyway.
Anyway, that's up to y'all. I like fireworks, I like to watch them, I enjoy them, it's just the money thing that right now
Well,
it's over.
so we can shorten it, and I don't know what that would be. I mean,
It was 9 minutes.
it's, this one says 7 minutes.
I remember right ago.
And I don't really remember I don't know what it was like.
That's up to y'all. That was my opinion, and I just had to say it.
And that might be something, if whatever y'all wanna do now is fine, or I can ask them if they can shorten it. What would it be for 5 minutes, or I reckon they can do any type of minutes they want. I don't know, I just know, and you know that, and especially for next year, just say, well, we're not gonna do it, or,
Well, everybody's agreed
it's
to
gonna
do it,
be
wants to do
3,
it,
yeah.
because they like it. It's just that.
It is a lot of money, it is, it's a whole lot of money.
Well, first time I seen it, I really liked it, but that's me, I'm old. And then the second time and the third time, Jim went in the house. I mean, it was just okay, you know,
Yeah.
but
Well,
Well,
I'd like to make that kind of money 9 minutes myself.
I'm just gonna ask about the insurance part. What were you saying before, like, that, Jeffco, they did not submit any insurance information?
yes,
Cause is it JECO?
It does.
it's JC.
It
Okay, 'cause
says,
I know-
liability insurance for personal injury and property damage, a current certificate of insurance or declaration page will be presented upon request.
Yes, and I actually got well, I don't know where it's at, it's in the email. There is a page that's
We'll see.
about the insurance, yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
It's
I just
in
wanna
there.
make sure that they've submitted.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, like, they do a lot of work for towns in the area and stuff,
Yeah.
and I've seen their insurance before. I
Yeah.
just wanna make sure that it's current, that's all.
Yeah, we've not got that page with it, but anyway. But it's in there.
Okay.
Okay, alright, so Mike, what do y'all wanna do? You want me to ask him to shorten it, or what, that's up to y'all.
Somebody say something. I couldn't say something.
Tony said something, Mike said something, Brad, you say something.
Well, this is the way I feel, and I know everybody don't feel the same way, but I feel like we've kinda already agreed to it, because we've told them and set a date.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be wrong of us to back out now.
Well, I agree with you on that, yeah.
You know, I'm not against if they want to try to see how much 5 minutes is, or shorten it a couple minutes. I mean, I'm not against that. I just think that we've already agreed with it and set a date.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it'd be wrong to back out of it now.
I agree with Brad.
Darlene, Bruce, Brad, Alice.
Okay.
Okay, but, so, I guess we'll need a motion to go with this amount this year and to pay him half, and next year, we need to decide,
If we need to
we wanna shorten
at
it
the beginning and not
at the
tell them and
beginning,
set a
because
date.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, we pretty well have to tell him,
It's real quick.
uh,
It comes on you real
like,
quick.
August.
Yeah, something like that.
or, yeah,
The
July or
month, yeah.
August, that, look, we wanna do it next year, but y'all need to decide, like, maybe, so at 7 minutes, it might, maybe 4 minutes, I don't know, and just say,
I also agree with you, we need to be careful in
Right.
spending from here on out.
and we
We've
do,
had to pay out a lot with that.
yeah,
But I feel like you do, I think we've committed before, and, I mean, we've done committed, so,
Yeah, that's
but-
what we actually,
Voted on.
that's the way we got that date,
yeah.
you know.
And two, just while we're talking about this, next year, I know it's like, who wants to think of next year? Is this, well, I know. Alright, so like, I guess, yeah, so like next year, the 3rd is on a Saturday and the 4th's on a Sunday. But now this is just me thinking, I bet everything, a lot of people will do the 3rd because it's that Saturday. So we may have to say the 2nd if, for that Friday.
If you decide to do it.
If, yeah. But I'm just saying that's probably because I feel like that Saturday will be his big
Yeah,
night.
I agree. I'm sure.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. So a motion, I guess.
I'll make that.
Brad made a motion. Darlene seconded it. All in favor? Everybody? Okay. But that's what we'll do.
I don't know if you heard me earlier, if they need some help and he knows somebody that can help them, I'm not opposed for him to getting some help on this large pickup stuff. I mean,
I really don't know how much stuff we're gonna have. I've never done this, so
Right.
I don't know what to expect
well,
with
if
this.
you see you do, you got my blessings to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and two, everybody needs to, well, we always tell everybody to call us. They'll usually call and I told Becky, you know, that's when we need to say, okay, make sure who it is, where they're at, and sort of what they've got, because I know
I
down
know I've
there.
heard of some mattresses already and stuff like that, and I'm fine with anything like that.
Right.
You'll get
Actually,
it.
they need
I'm
to
sure.
call the town hall anyway and let them know who's wanting to pick it up and where at.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you don't, everybody's gonna throw stuff out there everywhere.
Well, they're supposed to call and let us know, and let us tell, because I know you can't take like tires with refrigerators and down there and dump it. It sort of has to be, which you talk to them, so you know. Okay.
And
So Brad is saying, you know, if there's, you got a friend or something that maybe wants to help,
I'm
we're there
for it.
to.
I mean, as long as everybody else is good with it, because I don't want nobody to hurt their back trying to get something.
I'm still pretty young. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't need to kill your day.
Yeah, if you hurt them out of it, then we'll go out and get somebody.
true. That-
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the other thing, which it was on this new business, so I met with Corey Osborne and Tim Price, and they're with the High Country, the COG. And I think you all have the information in here. And they're just helping us, and this is free, to make sure that we're, like he said, to ensure we're taking the FEMA funding is only being used for FEMA work, because we found out that the bank account at Banner Elk, where the FEMA money's going in, I know I've told y'all, but when they come in here and they start looking and this is what Timden's done. Okay, so that's where the Orbit, which is the retirement, and the NC Department of Revenue, and the Internal Revenue, like monthly money, like where the town employees pay for Social Security, is coming out of that bank. We've
Same
got,
one where that's going in.
yes, and you cannot do that. You cannot, so we're gonna be putting money back up there. I have got it moved to Carter County. So, which that took a while to do, but we got it. Only thing now we've got is the Orbit account, the retirement account. Hopefully that will be done this month. That's been very hard to do too. So anyway, they're here, you know, they're going to work with the attorney like on the RFQ. This is from, you know, Corey and them, yeah. And so on this Connor Brown money, so they're going to contact him because of the concern about us not having a well site. So he said once we hear back from Connor that they were going to ask Withers, the engineer who's working on the water AI, whether they can provide an estimate and how much it would take to accomplish the scope of work contained within the congressional appropriation. So this is some of the stuff that they're gonna try to help us with, and see also if we can, you know, make sure we get that money, cause we don't wanna lose that $528,000. What they're sort of worried about, and what Connor's concerned, which he's the Connor Brown with the Congressman Edmonds, is we don't have that site. And they're gonna try to also, ask for more monies to, get maybe money to actually buy a site, or, you know what I'm saying, and more drill. So we're working on it. I mean, that's all I'm telling you. I mean, we're doing what we can do. And, Tim's gonna be here this Wednesday at 10 o'clock, to go over some more of this stuff. Darlene's, off, so she says she's gonna come. I like it when maybe one audience can come. Well, it helps. It just helps instead of,
Oh, yeah, I get
you know, tell me. Okay, so the other was, this resolution on adopting the Toe River Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan. Do y'all wanna adopt that tonight, or just me tell them it's gonna be, another month? We didn't have this email a while back, and so I got the email today saying, hey, look, we never got this.
Have you looked over?
I have not.
And you looked over it, give that to Joy, and we can wait, we'll wait.
Yeah, let's ask them.
Okay.
Our attorney hadn't looked over it.
Okay, I'll get back with them and just say, hey, it's supposedly just making sure we can get her FEMA money.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but it came in, you know, prior to December. Okay. And I should have brought this up. We got this in the mail today, so we're gonna be paying the IRS $2,067.68 for penalties for reports that have not been done since last year. So I've gotta pay that. That's sort of, don't matter whether we want to or not.
Pay it now or pay it.
Well, or they'll add another penalty to us. So, but this is stuff that we have got sent in from last June. It's just, it was because it was late. All right, Patrick, do you got anything? Oh, well, he's got his stuff here.
Yeah, he got something. He's.
All right, everybody got his stuff, his sheet.
Yes, I did. I got that.
Thank you for that too, Dave.
You're very welcome. I was gonna share with y'all a couple things. So up until the last little bit, we've been getting a lot of complaints about the traffic and things going on Cordell Street, which I'm sure most of y'all know is right beside the car wash. So on the 20th of March, we conducted a little bit of an operation, myself, along with the departments listed here, given the information we took from some traffic stops, the drugs we took from some traffic stops, we was able to execute a search warrant on Cordell Street. The warrant was obtained, and we went to Mr. Danny Cordell's house on Cordell Street, where we found 4 other individuals where was arrested. Schedule 3 narcotics, around 10 grams of methamphetamine with the baggie scales, etc., the paraphernalia to sell and deliver. We also found that there's an old polished flower truck sitting on the side of the property where we found 3 individuals with more methamphetamines and other drugs. They were arrested as well. I gave you all this press release. It's kind of in detail to all of it. And then Mr. Cordell wasn't found on the property during this time, so a warrant was secured for him. And on the 30th, the sheriff's office went back out there and arrested him and found him with a stolen gun from Tennessee. Any questions on that?
So, what do you mean the Tolly's Flower Box truck? What, is that there on, what was that?
So there's a Tolly's flower truck backed into, I don't know if it's been purchased, but it's backed into Danny Cordell's residence there, as soon as you turn in Cordell Street. And, we didn't know it up until the time, but there were some people residing in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so whenever we hit the house, the one team went to the door of the house, the other team went to the outbuilding, which is typically where these people have been spending most of their time. But there is a old box truck out there. It's like a refrigerator truck, and in the box on the back of it, there's a bed, there's a little refrigerated area, there's electricity running into the inside of it where people's been living, which that has been addressed as well. But
Yeah, y'all know where Cordell Street is,
Yeah.
right? Okay, everybody.
Right, no mini bar there. I mean,
The
country house.
country house up there,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it kind of shares a driveway with the car wash there. Yeah, so the three people that were inside that truck is still incarcerated. So we haven't had to do anything with that so far. I guess when one of them or three of them get back out of jail, of course we can't have somebody living in the back of the truck, but that'll be addressed as well. So, any questions on that before we move on?
Does well.
Davis Street, we've got calls about the two individuals living in an abandoned camper on Davis Street. Unfortunately for our neighbors, but they have moved on up. They're living under a tarp in Cranberry, but they haven't been back, and they've been told not to be back on Davis Street. They've been identified and told to leave, and if they were back, they'll be charged. And the last thing is, if anybody has social media or Facebook, but if you don't, there is a scam going on right now. And I've gotten calls, and please just spread the word, because a lot of times it's happening to our elderly, people that don't have social media, but it's about a parking ticket that somebody has
I paid
received.
mine.
Yeah,
Well, they wanna know if you got a parking ticket or not.
yeah,
There ain't no meters in that park.
not yet, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, that's crap.
Yeah, I looked up the statute that's listed on there, and the statute is actually for parking in front of a fire extinguisher or a fire hydrant. And there's not even a judge by that name, so please just share with everybody you know. If they get that, just disregard it, don't reply, and please don't send any money, because I'd hate to know how many people has tried to pay this. So,
I hope not.
anything for me?
Yeah, I have. You've been punching time clock. Uniforms, have you checked on them?
Uniforms are ordered.
Okay, thank you very much, that's all.
Yep.
And that camper that you was talking about on Davis Street, that, we found out that, who owned that, I think, didn't we? The camper,
I know it was
just put
yeah.
there, and, cause it's not really their land. Should
No.
we have them move that camper off of there, or, that's probably something?
So in my findings, that camper, it's kind of like what y'all were speaking about earlier. I think it was placed there, and people were using it during the hurricane, and it was one of those things that those people finally left, and it was kind of left behind. And at this point in time, it's not hooked to a meter, it's not hooked to septic.
Yeah, there's not even water and sewer out there, I don't think. It's out there at the top of Davis Street, and actually, the guy's name it's in, he's deceased. So his ex-wife that lives in California is paying the taxes on it. So she has no clue that there's even anything out here. But I think we've tracked down the person that actually says they own the camper, and maybe we just might need to tell them they need to get their camper ready.
Maybe she needs to be notified that
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
an abandoned camper on
I
her
think
property.
notify the lady in California, if you
Yeah.
get a hold of her, and
Yeah.
let her know what's going on. And she can get, okay, to do something with it, if she don't want it on her property.
From what I understand, and from what they told me, now, take it to the bank if you want to, but the family that owns the camper had even told them that they could have the camper. Unfortunately, you know, they're on foot, they don't have a vehicle, so I mean, they have no means of moving this camper, they don't have no means of, you know, and of course, they wanted to move it off of their property. So, yeah, I don't think that keeping the camper at this point is a, you know, a big deal to them. I think they would be happy with it. But that's, you know, that's just my opinion.
Right.
We would have to ask them, so.
Okay, thank you
Thank
for
you.
the report, sir.
Anybody got anything else for Patrick?
Thank y'all.
Bruce, everybody get his report? Anybody got any questions for him?
If the document, oh, just about, well, that's just about work,
Okay,
Yeah.
just about,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you giving, like, this monthly report. I told Bruce that we needed this, and,
And if it's, you want me to do it a different way,
I think,
No,
I
this
think
is
that's
good.
fine.
Thank
You
I
done
think
well.
you're
We do need that meter put in.
I know. You want me
It's busted and I can't turn it on because, yeah, on the bottom.
I'll try to do it tomorrow morning before we do trash.
Well, I'll be back up for Thursday, I think.
Okay.
But-
I'll have it before Thursday.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I've got to keep checking my leads.
okay. And Becky and Bruce, did y'all see this, equipment thing? Okay, so, and Bruce can tell you, I guess, I know he used his weed eater the other day, and Billy used his riding lawnmower to mow.
Weed eaters down there, so what, we've been using my father's weed eater to mow around here and stuff, so if we get one or two weed eaters, it would greatly help us, or, and maybe like a push mower or
Yeah,
something.
y'all don't need to be using your
No.
own stuff.
I'm-
We need to have our own stuff.
I'll make a motion to go get them a weed eater, whatever they need to do the work.
And you said, wasn't there a push mower on there too?
I mean, if we're all struggling for money, we can just use the Skag and stuff, it's no
Right.
problem, but it's up to you all. I can make it work, I use the bare minimum, so.
He
Just,
said one or two.
Well, he'd like two weed eaters,
well,
I
that way, me and Dad both.
Yeah,
we-
Yeah.
I think you need to.
But,
That way if something goes wrong, you still
Yeah.
got one.
Yeah.
Way you get
So
to
these are
these
I think
are,
that's
just
just prices,
prices, yeah.
So-
Did
so-
you got a size that you recommend? Because
I never even.
I can tell you what we use up at work,
what do you?
and we use them a lot. The 94s, the
So
FS
I
94.
think that the one that, Thad has is a 110, is that what we discovered, I think it was a
Yeah,
110, but
Yeah,
I can
they're bigger and heavier.
yeah, they're a bit heavier.
They're a lot heavier, but
Yeah,
we use the
oh,
94s.
that hill downtown, I realize that's.
What brand?
two weed eaters in it.
That's-
Becky had a good point. She said, Becky, tell them what you were telling me about this equipment.
Well, just when I was pricing things, I went mostly with Jack Porter's Mountaineer equipment, also Avery Red Island Banner Rail, because you do want someone that you can get part from, someone that can work on something when it breaks versus just going and buying something from Brinkley's or from Lowe's that you can't service later because they've got limited parts availability.
This is something I have a lot of experience in.
Okay, well,
Because
tell
we
us,
do-
Brad.
Go steal, buy steel. Don't waste
That's
your
what
money
I'm
on Husqvarna or Home Glide or
Yeah.
Cobalt or
Steel's about it,
something.
right?
You need to go steel. And if you go to the rental, tell them Brad sent you from Elk River, and they might give you a little bit of this.
Okay, and that's why I told her to call Avery Reynolds, because we've got an account up there, and I know we've bought stuff there before.
Tell Jimmy or I can't remember the other guy's name there.
Jimmy's who priced the stuff for me.
Tell Jimmy that Brad said give you a good deal.
Okay.
They got prices on them, they're all.
Yeah.
Because usually they'll try to help you out a little bit if they
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Because we buy stuff there before, and I think they'll give a little better deal, you know, if you just let them know
Okay.
where you're from.
Okay, do they have lawnmowers, like push mowers?
I'm sure they do, but I think most of what they do now is battery powered.
Oh,
Yeah.
You might,
we don't.
to get, honestly, we go to Lowe's and buy our push mowers.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they're cheap, and usually you get 2 or 3 years out of them, and that's all you can ask.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And
You
you
know,
could-
you can go buy a big high price one, a self-propelled one and all that mess, but I haven't found one yet that will hold up the gears, grip, and
Let me take this. This is the one on the list.
We back,
Hello.
steel, battery, we can pump it off to the tank.
yeah, not kind of commercial use you want. Still.
Your advice is great, you appreciate it too, so
I-
whatever.
I would recommend the 94 weed eater,
Okay.
especially on your banks, and, I mean, they're lighter, easier to use, handle.
Because that deal is a pain over there, that we,
Yeah.
94.
I did not cross the 94. I went across the board with the 91. The 110s are being discontinued, and then the
Oh.
131's the bigger one. But the 94's pretty much taking this 110.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 94 is?
Yeah, so it'd be somewhere between those two
Oh, okay.
prices.
The 91s are okay too.
And like I said,
They're
you
just
need
not
a
as
separate
as
Size power.
heavy
Yeah,
duty.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
So,
And they'll work on it too if it tires up.
Yeah.
yeah, they will to every
That's
one.
what I like about it,
Yeah.
that's what we work on.
That's what I said.
Take a load, cut a heat, work on
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Mhm. If you can even find somebody that will to.
Go. I'll get you on for that. Put battery in. But the damn don't need battery.
no,
Yeah.
no.
You go and weed eater in there, and then
Yeah.
charge you back
Yeah.
for 4
That's
hours.
for
And
sure.
batteries are so expensive too, you know, so
That
if
kind
you
of
buy
vacuum with a
multiple.
battery pack.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, thanks. Sorry, that was the doctor from Watauga Medical Center, because my uncle's been in the hospital. It was him. He kept calling, I didn't know what it was.
I think we done made a motion,
Okay.
one time, let him get whatever he needs.
Okay,
Last meeting,
Whatever he
so,
says.
yeah.
okay. We don't, okay. Bruce, you got anything else? I mean, anybody got anything for him?
Eventually we may need some power tools, cause
Oh.
the batteries for the ones that are down there are the old style, and we don't have any current, like, power tools that use the regular, like, lithium batteries that slide in. Nothing is down there that I can find. But that's not a necessity of this.
Yeah, maybe we can get him a set, one of those sets. You
Yeah.
know, that's where you get your best deals.
Yeah, it is. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, maybe we can get him, I mean, we don't have to do it now, but.
Yeah, like I said, it's no rush.
And how much of all that stuff's gone down there at the plant? You,
It's really hard to tell because it's mixed all together. So I'm gonna have to. It's gonna take a while to go through everything and see what's there and what's not there. But
Mhm.
I'm doing my best.
I know you are. And is that about cleaned up all that
Yeah.
stuff out there?
The metal's almost all gone.
Okay.
We straightened up a lot of the grounds down. We put some more gravel down. It's looking a lot better, but it's a day at a time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Yes.
Becky?
Yes, ma'am.
Got anything you wanna ask or say, or?
I don't think so.
You don't wanna confess your
You liking it?
sins or anything.
Let's don't get into that tonight.
Are you liking it?
Yes, I am. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you all for that.
Glad to
She's
hear
doing very well.
that. Glad to
It's
hear
been a help. All right, we did everything you wanted us to do, okay? I'm just making sure. All right,
Oh,
Mike, you got anything? No, Darlene? Alice, Brad, Tony? Tony got anything?
You want to go home, man?
Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Should, I guess we go in closed session now and talk about, or, I mean, we need to,
I don't think you can go in close session.
can we,
To
or,
talk about the situation that we were talking about before.
yeah,
We can't for that.
can't, okay. Is anybody, all right, so
That's it.
y'all wanna think about this, have another meeting
Totally.
in a
Yeah.
day or two, or,
Well, we
Or-
do need to discuss that totally,
Yeah.
because we told them we wouldn't let them know something, whatever it is.
all right, all right.
Have another meeting.
So you suggest maybe having another meeting and
Yeah, yeah.
looking,
Then
do
discuss
y'all
whatever
need,
you gotta discuss later on.
what do y'all want copies of?
I think you gave us copies on all of it, didn't you?
Well, I don't know if y'all have copies of all the ordinances and stuff. Do y'all, I know you got letters, you got all the letters from, Allison and that Army Corps. Is there anything y'all would like for us to make a copy of and give to you?
Probably a copy of the ordinance.
You wanna,
Okay.
Read the garden.
you wanna highlight the key parts that we were reading, just.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Alright, so,
And copies maybe of what they've sent them.
okay, that's in there.
It's in
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, those letters are in there.
okay.
So,
All right.
so,
I didn't.
so Brad, you're all the ordinances, okay.
That pertains. to-
Alright, so I will get this to you, then y'all can look over it and maybe one day next week.
I'm leaving Tuesday, going to the Outer Banks with a class, on my class trip with my son, so I
okay.
won't be here after Tuesday.
For a
So-
week? How long
It'd have to
gonna
be
gone?
Monday,
Okay,
because
maybe, would Monday,
Maybe
maybe?
fine, maybe.
It
Just
had
give
to
us
be
a
Monday.
notice.
Okay, alright, well, I'll get the stuff out and,
No,
or Becky
that's good.
will do. Alright, so there being no further business, Mike makes a motion.
That's
He's
it.
making a
I'm ready.
motion.